the time is right for taking the train instead of that flight. Going more places, really getting around. So nice taking off and never leaving the ground. All aboard, all aboard, all aboard Amtrak. All aboard, all aboard, all aboard Amtrak. So much comfort, so much to see. Travel the way travel should be. Superliners can see what we've done. They can get there. Part of the fun. All aboard, all aboard, all aboard Amtrak. All aboard, all aboard, all aboard Amtrak. Same old flights, same old planes. We'll have you seen our brand new trains. All aboard, all aboard, all aboard Amtrak.
Disclaimer. This EAS scenario is a work of fiction. Such events portrayed in this video will not happen in real life. EAS scenarios do not predict the future. Any similar events that happened in real life are purely coincidental. This video contains valid emergency alert system tones. Playing these on the air is highly illegal and will get you arrested or fined. I am not responsible for misuse of these tones in any way. That's your own responsibility. This EAS scenario may also contain loud noises and can frighten younger viewers, and is therefore not recommended for viewers under the age of 13. If you are easily scared, I'd recommend clicking off and watching something else. Viewer discretion is advised.
Local area emergency for Forsyth County. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Winston-Salem Police Department. A dangerous situation is taking place at the Republic Arcade Bar in Winston-Salem. It was reported that one of the games in the arcade exploded, causing severe injuries and damage. No deaths have yet been reported. The Reboot Arcade Bar is currently closed until further notice, and nobody is allowed to go inside the arcade at this time. The cause of the explosion is currently under investigation by Winston-Salem Police and the Reboot Arcade Bar staff. All residents within Winston-Salem are asked to stay away from the area. Do not enter the building, or you will be arrested for trespassing.
From the Go Green Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical Studios, WKZL, Winston-Salem.
Number one station.
107.5 KZL.
Now and then I think of when we were together, like when you said you felt so happy you could die. I told myself that you were right for me, but felt so lonely.
The civil authorities have issued a civil emergency message for Forsyth NC beginning at 7:27 p.m. and effective until further notice. WKZL. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Winston-Salem Police Department. More arcade game explosions have been reported throughout many arcades across the city of Winston-Salem. 4 deaths and 29 injuries have been reported. All arcades in Winston-Salem are now closed until further notice. All residents within Winston-Salem are asked to stay out of arcades and to remain vigilant. Nobody is allowed to enter any arcades in the city at this time. Anyone who enters them without permission will be arrested and charged. Stay tuned for more information on this developing situation.
XII 12 News. This is breaking news.
Today's story is rather unusual. There have been several reports across Winston-Salem of arcade machines exploding across the area for an unknown reason. This was first reported at the Reboot Arcade Bar, and then multiple arcades around the city. So far, 4 deaths have been reported, along with 29 injuries. All arcades in Winston-Salem are closed until further notice to try and prevent further injuries. At this time, nobody is allowed to go to the closed arcades in the city without permission from local authorities. Currently, it is unknown what is causing these explosions, but it is currently under investigation. Everyone in Winston-Salem is advised to stay away from any and all arcades in the area. If you enter the arcades without permission from local authorities, you will face legal prosecution if caught. At Reboot Arcade Bar is my correspondent, Brian Coleman. Brian, are you there?
I am live in Winston-Salem where the Reboot Arcade Bar is. I am currently inside the arcade, next to where the explosion occurred. This is the charred remains of the exact arcade machine that exploded. Most of the machine is literally gone. The screen is shattered, the components inside are burned, and the control panel is completely gone. This machine appears to be for Galaga. The adjacent machines have also suffered severe damage. The current cause of the explosion is unknown, but it is currently believed that the machine overheated so much that it caused an explosion. The Reboot Arcade Bar's staff has turned off the power for the arcade to prevent any more explosions. At this particular arcade, this explosion thankfully did not cause any deaths, as there wasn't anyone at it, though flying debris did cause some people near it to get injuries. Remember, the city of Winston-Salem is asking everyone to stay away from all arcades in the area, and nobody is allowed to enter any arcades in the city without permission from local authorities. Anyone who tries to enter the arcades without permission from local authorities will be arrested and prosecuted for misdemeanor trespassing, and will receive a $200 fine and/or 20 days in jail. While a lot of retro game fans may be disappointed by this news, there's always the arcades in Greensboro and High Point and their suburbs, as well as versions of these classic arcade games on consoles and computers. That's all the information that is available right now. Back to you, Adam.
Thank you, Brian. Remember to stay safe out there, everyone. This is Adam from WXII 12 News with a special news report. We will now switch back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Let it start.
Civil danger warning for the independent city of Danville. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Danville Police Department. An extremely dangerous situation is taking place at the River City Arcade in Danville. Several arcade games in the building have exploded, causing 11 deaths and 59 injuries, and caused an electrical fire in the building. Firefighters are currently on the scene attempting to extinguish the fire. The cause of the explosions is unknown, but the Danville Police Department will launch an investigation once the fire has been fully extinguished. All residents within Danville are asked to stay away from the River City Arcade at this time. A voluntary evacuation order is in effect for everyone within a 2-mile radius of the building. If you go near the building, you will be putting your life in danger. Stay tuned for more information on this dangerous situation.
This Sunday, we need to get every tailgater a Pepsi to amp up their food's flavor.
We usually work on Sundays.
I'll cancel my plans.
Why would you throw that?
Pepsi does make it taste better.
Try it again with the pork. How do we get to the cooler? It's too crowded.
When in Philly.
Works every time.
Civil danger warning for the entire Piedmont Triad area. The following message is transmitted at the request of the North Carolina Division of Emergency Management. Arcade machine explosions have now been reported in all counties in the Piedmont Triad area, causing over 40 deaths. In addition, arcade machine explosions have also been reported in homes, restaurants, and other places hosting arcade games. This phenomenon was also discovered to affect claw machines and pinball machines. All residents in the Piedmont Triad area should carry out the following instructions. If you have any arcade, pinball, or claw machines in your home or place of business, turn off power to them and unplug them immediately. If you discover that your arcade, pinball, or claw machines start overheating, call 911 or the National Guard, and they will take them away for inspection. Refusal to carry out these instructions will put your life in danger. All arcades in the Piedmont Triad area have been closed until further notice. Nobody is allowed in them without permission from local authorities. Do not go inside any arcades in the area, or you will be arrested and charged. Stay tuned for more information on this increasingly dangerous situation.
The civil authorities have issued a civil danger warning for Miami-Dade FL beginning at 9:27 p.m. and effective until further notice. WMIB. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Miami Police Department. Several arcade, pinball, and claw machine explosions have been reported across the city of Miami, including in arcades, restaurants, movie theaters, laundromats, and households. These explosions have been discovered to be caused by overheating, however, the cause of the overheating is unknown. This was reported to only happen to arcade, pinball, and claw machines that are plugged into power. All residents in Miami should carry out the following instructions to lower your risk of injury or death. If you have any arcade, pinball, or claw machines in your home or place of business, turn them off and unplug them from power immediately. If you discover that they are overheating, call 911 or the National Guard immediately, and they will take them to an undisclosed location for inspection. Refusing to carry out these instructions will put your life in danger. Stay tuned for more information on this dangerous situation.
New crafted flats from Pizza Hut are just $5 each till 5 p.m. Choose from 5 handcrafted recipes you won't want to share.
Mom! No!
And you don't have to. The new crafted flats, just $5 each till 5 p.m.
A civil authority has issued a civil danger warning for the following counties or areas. All of North Carolina, at 12:09 p.m. on April 15, 2026, effective until further notice. The following message is transmitted at the request of the North Carolina Division of Emergency Management. Arcade, pinball, and claw machine explosions are now being reported in most counties in North Carolina. Counties reporting arcade machine explosions include but are not limited to Mecklenburg, Wake, Onslow, Durham, Halifax, and New Hanover. For the safety of the general public, all arcades in the state are closed until further notice. All residents in North Carolina are asked to do the following. If you have any arcade, pinball, or claw machines in your home or place of business, unplug them from power immediately. If you discover that your arcade, pinball, or claw machines are overheating, call 911 immediately and the National Guard will take them to an undisclosed location for inspection. Refusing to carry out these instructions will put your life in danger. Stay tuned for more information on this dangerous situation.
Get fired up. At T-Mobile, get the all-new iPhone 17 Pro on us. Pre-order now on the best network.
I got rhythm. I got rhythm.
No more coffee for Zoe.
Civil danger warning for the city of Los Angeles. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Los Angeles Police Department. Several reports have been received across the city of Los Angeles of arcade, pinball, and claw machines exploding inexplicably. This was reported in arcades, restaurants, bars, movie theaters, amusement parks, and other places hosting arcade, pinball, or claw machines. Over 25 deaths have occurred from these explosions. However, it was discovered that arcade machines from Arcade 1-Up are not affected, and that this only affects coin-operated machines. All residents within Los Angeles are advised to carry out the following instructions. If you have any coin-operated arcade, pinball, or claw machines in your house, unplug them from power immediately. If you discover that they are overheating, call 911 immediately and the National Guard will take them to an undisclosed location for inspection. Refusing to carry out these instructions will put your life at risk. All arcades in Los Angeles are closed until further notice. Nobody is allowed in the arcades at this time without permission from local authorities. If you enter one of the arcades without permission from local authorities, you will be arrested and charged. Stay tuned for more information on this dangerous situation.
Event type is civil danger. For the province of Ontario, several reports have been made across Ontario of arcade, pinball, and claw machines in arcades, restaurants, cinemas, laundromats, and households exploding. These explosions are believed to be caused by overheating from an unknown source. Approximately 25 fatalities have already been reported from explosions from these arcade, pinball, and claw machines. All residents within Ontario are asked to do the following. If you have any arcade, pinball, or claw machines in your home or place of business, unplug them from power. If you discover that your arcade, pinball, and claw machines are overheating, call 911 immediately, and they will be taken to an undisclosed location for inspection. However, it was reported that arcade one-up machines are not affected by this phenomenon. If you refuse to carry out the given instructions, you will be putting your life in danger. More information will be provided by the Government of Ontario once it becomes available.
This is BBC News with a special report. We have a rather unusual story to cover. Arcade machine explosions have been reported across the United States. This was first reported in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, but then started being reported in Miami, Florida, Danville, Virginia, Los Angeles, California, and even the province of Ontario in Canada. Reports of these explosions have also started being received in the United Kingdom. This phenomenon also affects pinball machines and claw machines. However, Arcade One Up-branded machines are not affected, and only coin-operated arcade games are affected. 22 deaths have been reported in the UK from these explosions. Everyone in the United Kingdom is requested to carry out the following instructions. If you own any coin-operated arcade, pinball or claw machines in your home or place of business, unplug them from power immediately, and, if possible, contact your local authorities so they can take them away for inspection. Refusing to carry out these instructions will put your life in danger. It is currently unknown what is causing these explosions, but the government will soon launch an investigation. No more information regarding this situation is currently available. Thank you for listening to this BBC News report. Remain calm and safe.
This emergency warning is being issued for all of Australia. The current threat level is emergency, meaning that an emergency is in progress. Please listen carefully to this message, as it contains information that is meant to save your life. Several reports have been made across Australia of coin-operated arcade, pinball, and claw machines exploding for seemingly no reason. This was reported in major cities such as Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth, and Adelaide. This was also reported in the United States, including cities such as Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Danville, Virginia, Miami, Florida, and Los Angeles, California. This was also reported in the Canadian province of Ontario, as well as in several major cities in the United Kingdom. This phenomenon makes using coin-operated arcade, pinball, and claw machines extremely dangerous. All residents in Australia are requested to carry out the following instructions. If you have any coin-operated arcade, pinball, or claw machines in your home or place of business, unplug them from power immediately. If you discover that they are overheating, contact your local authorities if possible, and they will take them away for inspection. Refusal to carry out these instructions will put your life in danger. Updates with more information will be relayed once they become available.
「市民危険警報」対象地域、日本全国。日本各地で、アーケードゲーム機が原因不明の爆発を起こしたという報告が相次いでいる。この結果、40人以上が死亡した。この結果、日本国内のすべてのゲームセンターは追って通知があるまで休業となります。同様の事例はアメリカ合衆国でも報告されており、最初はノースカロライナ州ウィンストン、セーラム市で発生し、その後バージニア州、フロリダ州、カリフォルニア州でも報告されるようになりました。カナダ、イギリス、オーストラリアでも同様の事例が報告されています。日本国内にお住まいの皆様は、現時点ではすべてのゲームセンターへの立ち入りを控え、コイン式ゲーム機のご利用もおやめください。ご自宅や事業所にコイン式ゲーム機をお持ちの方は、直ちに電源プラグを抜いてください。もしあなたがこれらの指示に従わない場合、あなたの命が危険にさらされるでしょう。
Civil danger warning. Affected areas, all of Japan. Reports have been received across Japan of arcade games exploding for seemingly no reason. This has resulted in over 40 deaths. As a result of this, all arcades in Japan are closed until further notice. Similar events have also been reported in the United States, first starting in the city of Winston-Salem in the state of North Carolina, then reports started being made in the states of Virginia, Florida, and California. It has also been reported in Canada, the United Kingdom, and Australia. All residents within Japan should stay away from all arcades at this time, and to not use any coin-operated arcade machines. If you own any arcade machines in your home or place of business, unplug them from power immediately. If you refuse to carry out these instructions, you will be putting your life in danger. No more information is currently available. Updates will be provided on news stations as more information becomes available.
WQHD and WQHD HD1 New York. 10 in a row on Hot 97. Number 1 for hip hop.
Eight rounds in the 45, it go down. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. Yeah. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down.
Look, I was passing aggression, passive aggressiveness. I left him hanging like loose ties as loose ties. I do not, he begging to go or not. Depends on the situation. He going up like inflation. Fuck all the haters that said that he
The civil authorities have issued a civil danger warning for Bronx, NY, Kings, NY, New York, NY, Queens, NY, and Richmond, NY, beginning at 11:45 a.m. and effective until further notice. WQHT. The following message is transmitted at the request of the New York City Police Department. Arcade machine explosions are now being reported in all 5 boroughs of New York City. These explosions are being reported in arcades, restaurants, laundromats, bars, and households. 19 deaths and 31 injuries have been reported. All residents in New York City are advised to carry out the following instructions. If you own any coin-operated arcade, pinball, or claw machines in your home or place of business, unplug them from power immediately. If you discover that they are overheating, call 911 immediately and the National Guard will take them to an undisclosed location for inspection. If you do not follow these instructions, you will be putting your life in danger and may face severe injury or even death. All arcades in New York City have been closed until further notice. Nobody is allowed in the arcades at this time. If you enter any arcades without permission from local authorities, you will be arrested and questioned. Stay tuned for more information on this dangerous situation.
Party every day, what you want me to say? I got that extra money on the runway. Go hard all the way, up into outer space. This is how we rave. Party every day, what you want me to say? I got that extra money on the runway. Go hard all the way, up into outer space. This is how we rave. Party every day, what you want me to say? I got that extra money on the runway.
National Information Center Statement. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. This is not a test. Repeating, this is not a test. Reports of coin-operated arcade, pinball, and claw machines are now being reported in 35 states. These include California, Washington, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Arkansas, Missouri, North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Kansas, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Nebraska. In addition, this was also reported in other countries, including Canada, the United Kingdom, Australia, and Japan. All arcades in the mentioned states have been closed until further notice. All residents within these states are advised to carry out the following instructions. If you have any coin-operated arcade, pinball, or claw machines in your home or place of business, unplug them from power immediately. If you discover that they are overheating, call 911 immediately and your local authorities will take them away for inspection. Refusing to carry out these instructions puts your life in danger. No one is allowed in any arcades in the mentioned states without permission from local authorities. Anyone who enters arcades without permission from local authorities will be arrested and questioned. Arcade machine explosions are expected to be reported in all 50 states within the coming hours, and a national emergency may have to be declared. Stay tuned for more information on this extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation. This is an emergency action notification requested by the White House. All EAS participants will follow activation procedures in the EAS Operating Handbook for a national-level emergency. The President of the United States, or one of his representatives, will shortly deliver a message over the emergency alert system. Please stand by. We interrupt your programming. This is a global emergency. Important details will follow. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air, providing news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is WXII 12. We will continue to serve the Piedmont Triad area. If you are not in this local area, you should tune to a station providing news and information for your local area. This is the emergency alert system serving the Piedmont Triad area. Do not use the telephone. The telephone line should be kept open for emergency use only. The emergency alert system has been activated to keep you informed. We interrupt our programming at the request of the White House. This is the emergency alert system. All normal programming has been discontinued during this emergency. This is WXII 12. This station will continue furnishing news, official information and instructions for the Piedmont Triad area. If you are not in the Piedmont Triad area, you should tune to stations providing news and information for your area. It is important that you listen carefully to announcements from the station in your local area. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. This is not a test. Repeating, this is not a test. Please pay close attention to this alert, as it pertains to an ongoing global crisis, and contains information crucial for your safety. Reports of coin-operated arcade, pinball, and claw machine explosions have now been received in all 50 U.S. states, including Alaska and Hawaii. In addition, arcade machine explosions have been reported in Canada, Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Uruguay, the United Kingdom, Ireland, Denmark, Germany, the Netherlands, France, Spain, Portugal, Italy, Sweden, Norway, Finland, South Korea, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Japan. Well over 40,000 deaths have been reported across these countries, and the number is only rising as this alert is being sent out. This is a life-threatening situation, and should not be shrugged off or ignored. All residents in the United States are advised to carry out the following instructions. If you own any coin-operated arcade, pinball, or claw machines in your home or place of business, unplug them from power immediately. If you discover that your arcade machines are overheating, evacuate your house and call 911 immediately. Your local authorities will take them to an undisclosed location. However, arcade, pinball, and claw machines made specifically for home use have been discovered to not be affected, and are therefore still safe to use. You can identify an arcade, pinball, or claw machine designed specifically for home use by checking if it has a coin insert mechanism. If it doesn't have this, it's safe to use. Refusal to carry out the given instructions will put your life in danger. Martial law has already been declared for the entire nation. All arcades in the United States are closed until further notice, and nobody is allowed to go inside any arcade in the country for any reason. President Trump is expected to address the nation on all stations tomorrow morning. Please stay tuned to local media outlets for more information on this extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation. All clear. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. There have been no more reports of coin-operated arcade, pinball, and claw machines exploding in the United States or any other countries where reports were previously received. In addition, several tests with coin-operated arcade, pinball, and claw machines have been conducted, and it was determined that they are now safe to use again. It is unknown what caused the explosions to begin, and it is also unknown why they stopped. Martial law is no longer in effect, and all residents in the United States may continue their normal living, and most arcades in the United States have been reopened to the public. This concludes all operations under the emergency alert system. Your government thanks you for your cooperation during this emergency. Normal programming may now resume.